Cataract is just the opacification of the lens. Now, if you look at this model of the eye, the first thing you see when you look at the eye is a membrane that covers this part of the eye we call the conjunctiva. That's the first thing you see there. So immediately after the conjunctiva, the white part of the eye is what we call the sclera. Then that black thing you see, that black round thing is the cornea. This cornea, that is glassy and is very, very transparent. So when you open the eye, this is the cornea, that is the outer part. The next thing you meet when you remove the eye is what we call the iris. This is the iris of the eye. Now the iris gives the eye its color. In black people, it's either brown or black. In white people, it can be blue, it can be green. So this is what gives the eye its color. So the hole in between the iris is what we call the pupil. That is where light passes through. So light passes through the cornea and then passes through the pupil. And then what you have behind it is what called the lens. This is the lens of the eye. That is the one that is next to, just behind the iris. That is the lens. And our topic for today is cataract, and that is where our main focus will be. That's on the lens. The lens is right inside the eye. These two organs that are transparent, the cornea and the lens, are responsible for all the refractive power of the eye. So every light that is coming in through the eye passes through the cornea, is refracted, passes through the lens, is refracted. When I use the word refraction, what it means is that they have the ability to channel the light to where it should be at the back of the eye. So if one of these is missing, either this or this, you discover that the ability of light to be focused on the back of the eye, which is the retina, is affected. The lens is a biconcave structure. So light passes here, comes out of here. So it's supposed to be transparent. So once you start developing cataract, what we mean by cataract is that the lens now starts becoming opaque. It starts becoming turbid. It's no more transparent. So one thing with cataract is that it can occur in any part of the lens. The anterior part of the lens, the posterior part of the lens, the medial part of the lens, which we call the nucleus, can be affected. And they could become opaque. So if it's the anterior part that is affected, we say it's an anterior capsular cataract. If it's the posterior part that is affected, we say it's a posterior capsular cataract. If it's the middle, which is the nucleus that is affected, we say it's a nuclear cataract. Now, each and every one of them have their problems differently, the way they present. So immediately after the lens, the next thing you see is a liquid. There is a jelly liquid in the eye, which we call the vitreous. But this jelly liquid gives the eye its shape. It's what maintains the shape of the eye. So if anything happens to this liquid tomorrow and then it is off, the shape of the eye is usually distorted. And it's also transparent. The semi-liquid is also transparent, so that light can pass through to this part of the eye we call the retina. You can see the retina has blood vessels. Now this thing you see that comes out of the back of the retina is what we call the optic nerve. This one gets to the brain and get connected to the brain. So that any image that is coming here is interpreted by the retina and then sent to the brain. So it is the brain that tells you what you are seeing. So that is just the basic structure of the eye. And the eye, they say, you can be likened to a camera, the retina being the film, and all these are just for focus. And the good thing about the eye is that if you look at the human eye, one important thing there, the pupil is very important because it is the pupil that actually controls the amount of light that enters the eye. This small hole you are seeing there, that's why when you shine a torch on the eye, that hole constricts because the eye doesn't like much light. The pupil constricts, it becomes smaller, so that just very tiny bit of light can enter. Then when you are in an environment where there is no light, the eye opens because the light is not enough, it's looking for light. You see that place is dilated.